I'm tired of him scamming the community
I'm with
and
you,
talking bad about black folks.
Yeah, I just looked at that too.
But I know
I
something for trouble.
There's not
No.
no.
That you promoted and made $1 off of defamation.
So then that means every news channel.
But I'm saying if there's a hole there where that's illegal, then
let's run it, man. Hey, man, say, man. Welcome to another episode of the Stuck in the Middle podcast, because you know what's up in this stuff. I couldn't hit that note.
That was lucky fire though.
Week. First of all, football back.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, we're going all the way in. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Back, baby, had the word, you know.
Fly, Eagles, fly. We still got some Cowboy fans in here, guys, and
that's fine, man.
We got 1.5.
We know we ain't winning.
Nah, bro.
So I be trying to get rid of old boy.
By the way, y'all got me super self-conscious about my shorts for the rest.
Yeah,
of
that's
the
why I say pussy check.
Hey, no. What they call it? They call it moochie. They call it moochie, bro.
Pussy check.
God.
Hey, I watched another. Look, shout out to I think it's called Big Back Industries.
Big back.
Big Back Industries is a podcast. Shout out to my partners, man. They
Oh, you talking about Scooter?
Yeah, Scooter started a
seen it,
podcast
yeah.
with his homeboy, and his homeboy wears shorts like we do. And bro, the girl said that it's called a moochie.
We got a moochie?
Nah, moochie. Nah.
Hey man,
Hey, come on, bro.
I done had man boobs my whole life.
Not a moochie. I didn't
man
have that
boob.
one. Somebody said I had hams or something like that.
Wow.
Can I get to the hell?
Hey,
Sweet hands, show me the way, 'cause I got bills paid.
can I get to the? Okay. Y'all know what it is, man. I keep the fan with me.
It's Ref F in the building.
We will cook, we locked in, baby.
Sir.
My bad, I'm playing with Perry. I'm Cori from Cori's Corner. This is my pup Perry, who does not like his back left foot to be touched. Watch.
Perrito.
Oh, he ran.
Dang, he jumped off. He don't like it for some reason.
Oh, you
Like,
squared
why
up.
looking
You
at me
squared
like
back
that? Boy,
up. Yeah, you squared back up.
What's up then, cuz? Say something then. Do something then. Make something jump. Come up
Come
here
on,
then.
bold prediction, guys. We've seen enough of the preseason. Who's winning the Super Bowl?
Cowboys.
Man,
Shit, I'm going for
But I had to laugh
Shedeur.
too.
I just want Shedeur to have. Hey,
Hey.
check that rust off, man. That boy played good too, didn't he?
Hey, but hold on, bro. They say he got injured.
His oblique. That's what they said.
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
chesty. Little
That's what
chesty.
you know.
That's
That's what he
just
said.
so he ain't got to play for a little bit.
Yeah, I seen Jalen whooping him around. I said,
facts.
You see him? Yeah. You see him son him?
He
really-
I was like,
I
oh,
really said that's about the most we heard Jalen talk.
at all.
You know what I'm
Because he
saying?
realized he met a real one. He said, oh, yeah, I like him.
And you know, I ain't mad at
You know what I'm
Jalen.
saying?
Shout out to
Perry, get your ass
Jalen.
now.
All right, so we got Dallas Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl for one
Not
person.
at all. Not at all.
I mean, that's what Jeremy said. I'm just going out.
You got Dallas Cowboys?
I got miracles can happen.
Oh, okay. Miracle Whip. Oh, I got Pat Mahomes. It's either Pat Mahomes or Shedeur. So
Love me like my home.
Shedeur to the
The
bowl.
Browns are not making it to the bowl. I'll say that right now.
Yeah,
You can take the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Oh, no. The Browns are going to the bowl, just not the Super Bowl.
The toilet
Yeah.
bowl.
Yeah, every day.
I didn't say they were gonna play. They could be in the stands, suites. Yeah, what's
So
up?
if you do get NFL players do get tickets.
Oh my god!
Shout out to
A question, do they get will call? I don't think so in the Super Bowl.
no, they get basically shout out to Eric Armstead. He said they get basically first dibs at the original price or discounted price.
Oh, yeah, like
Well,
market.
right now, actually, hot take or hot news, there's a lot of NFL players that are actually in trouble because you're not
Sold.
supposed to sell them tickets.
They sold them.
And they sold them tickets.
That's how Lou Young got in trouble at Georgia Tech.
Yep.
He told that story.
Yep.
Now
I ain't making up no
where
news,
Armstead
that's
play?
real.
Who he play for?
Eric Armstead, he now plays for the Jaguars.
Oh, Travis Hunter. Shout out to him. Oh, he
Shout
can
out
go
to,
too.
I mean, Eric Armstead Cole, he followed me on TikTok too.
Oh,
He
shout out to Eric. That's the one that be going through the financials or the
Yeah, he'll
statements.
bring up his check
Yeah, shout out
and
to
show
him,
his
huh?
check.
Shout out to Eric.
Yeah.
Eric, hear that.
We'll say it together. Who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl?
I mean,
No. I already know what you said. We already know what you said. You said
me?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say because I don't never say during the preseason. I got to get to week 3 before I make my
Big
decision.
Dom.
I'm making it
I
bold.
mean, he's got the
statement
shirt
right
on,
now.
so he
What's
might
that?
well be saying it.
I think we could go. Here's what I will say. In the years past, I've never said this. I think we could do it again.
So I was going to say,
Very
I'm a
confident
huge
we can do it
Plies
again.
fan. Pause. We're going bite to bite.
I'm very
bite.
and that's crazy because winning any championship back to back is hard.
It's crazy.
No, but
Unless you're Pat
I'm
Mahomes.
not just a
facts.
fanatic fan. Like I do call out my team when we suck. To Cori's demise, he hates when I do that. Like when we're having a season, even if it's whatever. the smallest little things, I'm like, no, calling it out. This is trash. We're gonna be trash. And this, he's like, bro, don't do that to
That's
me.
because 9 times out of 10, the things he calling trash aren't actually trash.
They're not.
There is one I will give him though.
Come on, bro.
Avante Maddox.
I told you Maddox was, bro. Listen, man. And
Is that the backup?
Bro, he should have been a backup all his
Okay.
entire career. But that's how I feel about him. But
I had high hopes.
I don't get it, bro. Everybody had Hobbs. I'm like, bro, he's showing us the same. Bro, he is literally terrible.
Because sometimes with cornerbacks, it's a scheme thing.
Bro,
So it's like you scheme them right, they play better.
He schemed us. He schemed us out of some checks,
You
my
hear this
boy.
shit?
But
Eagles
yeah,
are
it's the
garbage,
Eagles.
man.
Yeah, we back to bite.
You know what I'm saying? Bird game.
Shout out to
for sure.
Jalen, man.
And shout out to everybody who moved into college, just specifically the college in Fort Worth, TCU,
Yeah.
and who came through my line, and it was Birds fans, and from Jersey and from the area.
Sir, back
Shout
to
out to
school.
the NIL checks, man.
Hey,
Back to school, man. Back to school. So yeah, this is what we do, man. We get it's 4 dudes on the couch in a chair, talking pop culture, and doing it in a few segments. We try to start off with you, right? By really saying, let's go into these comments. I want to reply to what y'all say. You know, every time I look up, I see a new comment I think is interesting. It's really one of our specialties that we actually tap in with you guys, where we do. You know what I mean? Not many podcasts are actually going to respond, even though you might say something a little wild. You know? So, Stuck on Comments, that's the first segment. We go from there into...
Oh, it was a test. I thought you were over here like I thought you froze for a second.
Stucker of the week.
Yeah.
Bless, y'all gotta get the
Well,
title.
I just think that you glitching. That's all.
No, it's not a glitch. I'll be just checking.
Yeah.
Like,
I
where we
don't-
at?
oh, we waiting for you to say the
Mutha-Stucka of week.
moments, but-
Mutha-Stucka of the week is a
yeah.
segment where, hey, listen, we know there's some Mutha-Stuckers out there. We're gonna call them out, and then we're gonna vote on it. And from there, we'll give the top dog his prize or her prize. Sometimes it's her prize. From there, we move on to right back to you, StuckyPod.com. I repeat, StuckyPod.com. Please go to StuckyPod.com. Right there is where you can get your Stucky situation entered in. And if it's good enough, we'll put it right there and read it out for the world to help you get unstuck.
Hell, even if it's bad.
And yeah, sometimes it's not that great. From there, B. Wood, he makes sure that if you are stuck and stupid, we put you on that wheel. At the very end, we get in this really high, elevated area. Fall off a, what was it, hill? Was it a hill?
Clouds.
Cloud?
Oh, the clouds. The clouds.
Cloud?
Thank you.
Yes. And we call this shadow work with Cori.
Work them shadows, cuh.
Yes, sir. We get a little vulnerable, have a question of the week that kind of makes us think. Guys, that's the show, about an hour and a half. We hope you stick around. I'm stuck on comments, man. Let's see what they got to say, bro.
Yeah, the comments were commenting. Let me tell you.
Yeah, we're going to do a community edition. Shout out to YouTube community, by the way.
Yeah.
They've been showing up for us in a lot of ways.
A lot of ways. We're almost to 1,000, baby.
Yeah, we're right there. Our YouTube community
Is this the
really
only
busting.
one? We're waiting on 1,000 or Facebook too?
Nah, Facebook. I told you, Facebook is struggle bus. It always
cool.
has been. But it's cool.
Shout out to
because
Facebook.
Facebook, whenever y'all come around, y'all make it right. It just takes y'all a while to come around. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to our community. They really engaged, bro. Every time we throw a poll out there, they'll like.
Yeah,
the
y'all
polls-
tapped in.
You know what's crazy is I guess I never, because I have all the notifications on.
Yeah.
I don't get no notification for the polls and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't
Bro,
get the
that's just 'cause
notification.
I've been responding fast.
It's popping. Matter of fact, we just had one drop not too long ago.
I just be responding fast.
I'm like,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm about to say I didn't get any notification for the polls.
And before you read, shout out to Danny for writing the book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Danny, hold on. Yeah, well, let's discuss
Yeah,
this because we don't want to lose her. Danny, listen, we love you. We actually.
Danny Dominique is a top follower of ours.
Yeah, she's
Shout
on
out to you.
Unstuck more.
Top sim, bro. Top
Top
sim.
sim, top sim,
easily
top sim. Never follow her Sims.
Yeah, she's a top sim. And she is a top sim quite literally because you'll go down the list of all the different socials that we
Yes.
have, and she actually is our top sim. So shout out to you, Danny. You're holding us down. We saw your comment on YouTube. However, you did write a novel.
He right.
You wrote a novel,
Yeah. Keep
which
writing.
we appreciate.
We appreciate it.
We are in a very limited space when it comes to time, so we did not choose the comment tonight. However, I did throw it in the group
We
chat.
seen it.
We
We
talked
seen
about
it. We
it.
appreciate
Yeah, we
it.
talked about it. We appreciate it.
And I'm
We
probably
love
gonna
them
get on there and
comments.
respond to it.
I was about to say, let us know if you want
I'll
like
probably
a
be in
separate
LA
video on the
tonight.
side.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Yeah.
maybe some video responses. I don't know. But
Yeah,
there's
shout
a
out to
lot of
Danny,
folks
man.
there, but she's
We
the
appreciate it. It's
So we're
live.
going polls and comments or just?
truth. Yeah, just no. You know
No,
what?
hit the polls.
yeah.
What was the polls? Somebody
Let's
said,
talk
I
about
seen
what the
Toy
poll
Story or something.
was, right? And
Nah,
then let's
yeah.
read a couple comments from the poll.
Well, let's read. Hold on. Let me read one before you read that. Sam's, I'm sorry. Come on, stop. Which movie had the best villain? And this is the last poll we did on the YouTube community. Go hit one of the answers. So I put Scar for Lion King, Sid from Toy Story, Lord Farquaad from Shrek, and then Ursula from Little Mermaid.
What was the poll?
It has to be Ursula or Sid.
What was the poll though?
But it's saying
villain?
which movie had the best villain.
The best villain.
The best.
Bro, best is Sid. 100%.
It got to be Ursula or Sid.
Because Sid
I can make
was
a
way
case for Ursula.
Yeah, Ursula.
I can make a case for
Well,
Ursula.
right now in the lead is Scar and Sid. It's 50-50.
Nah,
Sid's
see,
gotta
Scar,
be
the
it.
problem with Scar being the best villain
He was too
is
weak
the
for
new
me.
movie just came out and you gave you a different perspective.
Yeah, he's too
Of
weak.
Scar.
He's too weak for me.
Yeah, exactly. And was he really a villain?
Yeah,
Right?
no,
Like,
Sid was an absolute demon.
100%. Look,
Yeah, Sid
how
was a
many
demon.
times do I say this all the time? It came.
Yeah.
It finally came.
Come on, bro.
What did he say? The big one.
Hey, but hold on,
Pause.
that's not even it. That's not even it. Yeah, well, that's crazy. That's wild. But
I'm sorry, Sin. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
not even it.
Ruining Toy
Like,
Story.
think about this, bro. We got to see the one time where it worked out for the toys. But he had a room and a backyard full of success.
Monstrosity.
In the backyard full of success.
Every one of those that before
What
that.
did he say when he fell over when he was playing in the yard? When he had the thing, he said, "Oh no, it's a combat car." I know Toy Story
Sam, I'm
back
so
my
sorry
head.
for doing that. It's just a poll on YouTube community. Please go poll it out, baby.
Yeah, it really
That
gets
was wild.
crazy.
Sid for sure. I got Sid, but I can make a case for Ursula.
I can get with Ursula, but Farquaad, come on now,
He's too
not
soft.
even in the
Yeah,
competition. bro.
Farquaad and what's
Well,
name
he
too
had all
soft.
his henchmen doing stuff for
Yeah,
him.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
He wasn't even in it.
Yeah.
He's too
Yeah.
soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sid was doing it.
Sid was doing real work. He putting in real wet work, Paul.
Boy, he was charging his mama up. Yeah. Sid
Nah,
had
facts.
it,
Yeah,
bro.
Sid was
had it.
yeah.
And he had a little sister. Look, she's lying. Whatever she says is not
Yeah,
true.
bro, come on.
Yeah.
And he was
On me.
rockets.
On me.
Man, come on, bro.
On
He
me.
had fireworks?
On me.
That boy bought a rocket just to send
Stop
a toy
it,
to outer
bro.
space, dog.
He was really a
just
demon.
to send it out of
Sid
space.
was him.
Yeah,
Sid
he
was that
really
guy.
It was really him.
Then he grew up to be a trash man too. So
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah. Disney, I
The
love
origin
you for that.
story,
Keep the-
like we got the whole story. Yeah.
He got kids yet? He
I
had
don't
kids?
know.
He
If
probably
you do,
driving
they
that
bad
Toyota.
ass kid, they baby kids.
Hey, because that Toyota be in every
Nah,
Disney. He
facts.
probably
Real
driving that Toyota.
I didn't ever put together that it was a Toyota until I got older.
Yeah.
The yo, like on the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Pizza Planet.
Come on, bro.
That's funny.
Hey,
which
so another poll that we posted that we got to talk about was which teen drama hit the hardest.
Oh,
Now we had One Tree Hill,
oh,
Classic.
the OC,
Classic.
oh,
Degrassi,
Classic.
oh.
and Moesha.
Mo. I said Mo, but hey. we
Here's
wanted
the
to
thing.
cover-
Repeat it one more time. What was it?
One Tree Hill.
No, I'm talking about the topic or the thing.
Which teen drama hit the hardest?
Mm.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now.
It's
So
in
here,
between
y'all
the top-
voted, and let me tell you, you voted correctly when it comes to OC.
Yeah, I'm about to
The
say.
OC
So
should
OC
not
won?
even be
It's
no.
between, but
Who won?
I can make an argument for One Tree Hill, but I would say the OC for sure.
The OC no hit the hardest. The OC
Yeah.
was the lowest.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, bet. Who
Compared
won,
to
though?
this-
I said
Let's-
Moesha.
Moesha won.
But hold
Okay,
on.
bet.
But hold
Nah,
on.
listen,
Read
let
the
me-
comment about Moesha about Sister Act because
We have a
Or
very
sister to
black
sister.
audience, and I rock with that for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
But
100%.
no, Moesha though crazy. But
It
there's
ain't
a
better than One Tree
perspective
Hill,
that
though.
one of our Sims had.
Yeah, I worked on sending these in too because they all over the place.
Yeah, there's a perspective that one of our Sims had about like another show. Come on, bro.
But Moesha had the wackest dad of all time.
No, listen.
That's
find
why-
the-
read it,
find
read
the
it,
find
read
the
the
comment where he goes in a
Read
little
it.
bit about sister to sister.
Where he goes in about sister. I'll just go from the beginning. So
Yeah.
King Tristo 9738. Shout out to you for a comment.
Okay.
Said Moesha was just a sitcom about a smart skis. Every episode, she was trying to get with a new dude, and it got old.
Nah, facts.
Oh,
but she
I
just,
never think-
that's a teenager.
That's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
What did I say?
She's different perspective. Cool beans. It's kind of a hot take. But he said that he felt the same way about Sister.
Teenagers.
Okay, but all I said back to him was like, okay, but wasn't that everybody's
Yes.
experience as a teenager?
As
I'm
a
not trying to
teenager.
shame him, but
Wow.
something I didn't think about though. But also, it wasn't everybody's experience. I think he was like, nah, bro, like,
Nah, we gotta put the poll up. Who is the greatest black sitcom dad?
Oh,
yeah, we need
let me,
that.
hold
I
on.
think
Let me
we
write
don't
this
have
Yeah,
down.
that
remember
scheduled
that
out.
one.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Another poll. One of these have got to go
Okay, give it to me.
forever.
Damn, I hate
Yes,
these
got to go
ahead.
forever. Which one are you letting go? Lion King,
Nope.
Shrek,
Mm,
Toy Story,
mm.
and Finding Nemo.
I'll let Finding
Bye,
Nemo
Nemo.
go.
Who won?
He got lost.
Nemo gone.
Yeah, I'll let
he
Finding
stay
Nemo go.
gone.
Yeah.
He dead.
He was
Nemo?
lost already. That's why they're trying to find him.
Wow.
I'll
So,
let-
so what was the least on there? Like
The least was it was a tie between Lion King and Shrek.
Yeah, Lion King got to be number one.
Shrek is big dog.
Yeah, but
I'm
Lion King.
sorry.
No,
gotta be
Shrek is
number
big
one.
dog,
Shrek
but
big
Toy
dog.
Story is the biggest.
No. Lion King?
No.
Y'all tripping, bro.
Hey.
To me, Toy Story is the. Out of
I want to see who sold more in the box office.
Yeah.
Shrek big dog.
Shrek is big dog. I love Shrek too. Love
Shrek is
down.
big
Yeah,
dog.
no, huge.
To me, though,
Bro,
Toy
he went
Story
Shrek. How
tough.
many Shreks did they do? Like 7 of them? I don't even
But
know.
the reason why I think
5
Toy
or
Story
4.
tough is because we all actually lived that life. Like we thought our
100%.
toys were for real.
100%. No, I like that.
But he was wild and he was disrespectful to the moms.
Yeah.
Shrek was just out here trying to get females.
Yeah, don't
Oh.
forget.
He
we
was
just
had,
talking
and
about-
don't forget we had Tom Hanks the whole time. Yeah.
Oh, the Shrek franchise has grossed more at the box office than Toy Story franchise.
What about
Yeah,
Lion?
I'm talking about
But type
Shrek
in Lion
1
No, but we're
versus
talking
Toy
about
Story
one
1.
movie.
Okay.
We're not talking about the whole.
Not the
Okay,
franchise.
franchise.
bet.
Yeah, but also, can you please type in Lion King? Like, what is happening right now, guys?
Lion King big dog.
Oh well, yeah, money wise, I don't know, bro. They
Bro,
might
But
be
also,
solid.
but
Life.
Lion King and Shrek tied though. So
So, Circle of Life. What are we talking about?
But look,
That's
what was the one that everybody said they're gonna keep?
Lion King.
It says Shrek 1 grossed significantly more at the box office than Toy Story 1, with
We're
Shrek
not-
earning $487 million worldwide, while Toy Story did $373
Can
million.
you please look up how much Lion King did?
Bro,
What was
Lion
that?
King
so
big
who's in the
dog.
lead?
Just
it's
like
a tie between Lion King and Shrek.
And then Toy Story third,
Yeah.
and then fourth is
It was
I don't know.
Nemo.
I'll put
Yeah,
Toy
no,
Story.
Shh, guys, listen, please. Brian's trying to prove my
Drum
point
roll,
here.
please.
Yeah, please.
He
He's
would.
trying to prove my point
The
here.
Lion King grossed a total of 900.
Yeah, get the
and
heck
six-
out of here.
yeah,
Not even
yeah,
close.
bye,
Well,
bye.
they had a live action
968
reboot too.
million.
Like it's a Lion King is a classic. Nobody.
Lion King 1.
nobody's-
This is Lion King
No,
1 in
this is the
1994.
No,
one.
that's what I'm saying. Listen,
Yeah.
there's no Lion King is a classic
It's
for
the
sure.
number one.
Right.
A classic for sure.
And because you're making newer movies now, people are going back to watch
Yes,
it. and help
100%.
gross
So
that.
I'm cool with all of that.
I mean, granted,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Toy Story can't make it off that list.
And they had a
Nemo can
$45
get
million
gone.
Nemo gotta go.
budget for
We
Lion
can all
King,
agree
boy.
Nemo's gone.
Nemo
got
big
it.
dog.
Yeah,
Don't
Nemo.
disrespect
No,
Nemo like
Nemo
that.
Yeah, but of those
Ellen was
three,
on there.
Of the other
Out of
three,
those four?
No, bet. Wasn't Will Smith on there too?
Nemo need to be on the list.
Will Smith was on Finding Nemo, wasn't he?
You talking
No,
about
Oh,
he
the
was
shark?
on-
Shark Tale.
you talking about Shark
Tale,
Tale?
boy.
Shark Tale
My
was.
Osmosis Jones.
Hey,
Yeah.
Osmosis Jones went hard too.
I did like Osmosis Jones. That was the picture.
I still got that DVD.
So
bro.
Finding Nemo out the list got to go bye-bye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
bye.
Yeah,
See you
yeah,
later.
it ain't big dog. but-
Shark bait.
First off, someone said, hold on, I just saw that. Someone said, whoever picked Lion King or Toy Story, I dislike you.
facts,
Not
bro.
Stick Ghost.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Toy Story, my favorite. Out of all them Pixar movies and Disney movies. Toy
Hey,
Story's my favorite.
first off, bro,
soundtrack.
hold on.
Facts.
Someone said, Freedom Snowbird said all of them have to go.
Oh, you found. You got to go.
we
Well, no, you
Well,
don't.
what- they-
Keep
they-
engaging. I love you.
What's their favorite movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Tell us what your favorite
Tom, what's
movie
your
is.
I
favorite movie?
guarantee you something crazy.
Yeah.
whack,
It's something
bro.
crazy
Yeah.
wild.
But the soundtrack again, because Toy Story had that. You gotta.
Friend
Oh,
in
no,
me.
Toy Story had banger, banger, banger,
Lion
banger,
King
banger.
had banger after
Yeah,
banger
Lion
after
King was
banger.
no non-stop.
Circle of you.
The Circle of
Hakuna
Life, Can't Wait to Be King,
Okay,
Hakuna
but the
Matata.
greatest. But okay, if we going soundtracks, I'm putting Hercules soundtrack over them. I'm putting
Hercules.
Tarzan soundtrack over them.
Bro,
Tarzan,
wait,
Big Boy.
Time
Mulan
out.
soundtrack.
Not Mulan, not Mulan.
Here's what I can
Not
tell you,
Mulan.
and I promise we can.
Lion
I
King,
promise
Big
we
Boy.
can find this. There's not a single song in Disney history, I'm sure,
Bigger
that's
than
touched
what?
that.
That's
There's
yeah,
not
yeah,
a
you're right. You're right.
single-
You're right. He's
bro,
right.
Circle of Life,
He's
bro, has to be biggest.
He's right.
That's what I'm saying. What are y'all talking about?
I think. Okay, so here's what I say. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah.
It reminds me of what game did we come over when we had this argument? I don't always equate sales to a song being better.
Yeah.
Right?
Solid point.
I think the Phil Collins entire Tarzan
Which is wild.
music is way better.
Yeah.
He went Grammy level for no reason.
Yeah, he
But
did.
it's just an
Tarzan, bro.
easier, like, if somebody said best, like, the easiest
100%.
metric to go to is probably
100%.
sales.
Who
Yeah.
listens to it the
100%.
most? That's
Yeah.
why.
But to your
Right.
point, yeah. It could be
That's
pushed.
how I'm
or,
listening to it.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
Lion King is crazy.
The biggest selling Disney movie soundtrack is The
Frozen?
Lion King, but I'm trying to figure out the
Is
song.
Frozen
Yeah.
close?
It doesn't even matter because I know it's Lion King.
Now,
Frozen
let's
close?
pause. Now let's pause.
Frozen
That,
dancing.
The Frozen was on there.
That-
Yeah,
I
I
can
just
hear
looked at
you.
that too.
Close?
But I know
I can
something for
guarantee
trouble.
you,
Well,
there's not
no.
anything rocking with
No.
that Lion King's number one.
Is
All right.
Moana close?
Frozen had 1 and 2, big boys.
Say, look, you got the Googles.
Well, yeah, but
You got
yeah,
the
I'm just
Googles?
talking about records though. Records.
You got the Googles.
Yeah, you're
I'm
right though.
telling you, Lion King is
Frozen
number
had
one.
no, but to
Frozen
his
has some
point, if we're
hitters.
not looking at numbers, I'm talking about
Damn.
had the culture. That Frozen
Damn.
had it.
Yes.
BuzzFeed.
Well,
BuzzFeed said Circle of Life is number one.
well,
course.
I don't disagree.
There it is.
I'll Make a Man Out of You was number two.
Like I
Let's
said, move
let's
on.
just
Let's
go.
Put it on
Hey,
the board.
let me go through the top 10.
Hold on,
What's- how'd it go? How'd it go?
Hold on, let's preface this. Here's the top 10 Disney.
Disney songs from BuzzFeed.
Per
Okay.
BuzzFeed, go ahead.
That was Circle of Life number one.
Not even close.
I'll Make a Man Out of You number two.
That's
Mulan.
cold.
Be our guest. Be our guest.
Yeah,
What's this?
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the
Be
Beast.
our
Come on,
guest.
Beauty and the Beast.
Man, that shit's trash. Man, get that out
Watch
of
your
here.
mouth.
No.
Get out of
Watch
here.
your mouth, bro.
Beauty and the Beast is one of
Man, come on.
Hey, and
man.
stop playing.
Yeah.
Colors
Colors
of the Wind.
Colors of the Wind.
Fire.
How? What's that?
I would drop Colors of the Wind
Let's
down.
Pocahontas.
Nah, yeah, no,
we
listen,
did.
great record. I'm not putting it
But listen to
above
what
a Frozen
Jeremy's
track.
doing
Oh,
right
yeah.
now on BuzzFeed, by the way. We're talking about massive records.
Let him get through it real quick. Let him get through it.
Number 5, Part of Your World, Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Come on.
Also a banger.
We ain't talking about
You Got a
Aladdin.
Friend in Me is number 6.
That's crazy.
We ain't talking about Aladdin yet.
That's crazy.
It's not real.
Oh, man. Mary Poppins.
Come on.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Nope.
No.
How's that not top 5?
Supercalifragilistic-
Mary Poppins?
That's
I
in
guess
there.
so.
It's
That's a
Disney.
Disney boy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Disney
And
boy.
it's-
But I
It's
wouldn't put it in the top 10.
It's Disney and it's soul.
But I was thinking more animated though.
Bro,
Hey.
y'all tripping.
Number
A
8.
spoonful of sugar?
That's what I'm
Hey,
saying.
number 8. Yeah, Spoonful of Sugar wasn't even on there yet. But
That's
here you
crazy.
go. Number 8. Not
my boy.
What is that?
Eye to eye, bro. Come on.
This list is trash, bro. What?
No.
Whoa.
You talking about Goofy?
Yes, Goofy
Yes,
movie.
Goofy
Eye to
movie.
eye was not
Tough.
trash,
Goofy
bro.
movie
Easily top 10.
Talking about this is why you know.
I think it's probably the way you did it.
Okay, those
It's
are
the way you
great
did it.
records.
Myself
But
in
I'm
motion.
talking whole album.
We're not talking about. We're talking about just the top.
Just
We're
the
only
top
doing the
songs.
songs.
Yeah.
Zero to Hero, Hercules, number 9.
That's easy too.
Hercules.
And I doubt that I don't agree with this one, but Poor Unfortunate Souls, Little
Why not?
Mermaid.
Is
number
this
10.
Disney?
It's Mermaid.
Is this Disney?
Yes, it's
Yes.
Mermaid. But hold on, check me out. Notice how Frozen wasn't even in the top 10.
That's
Nothing.
crazy. That's
what
crazy
I'm
business.
saying.
That's crazy.
No,
I
no,
just can't wait
That's
to be
crazy.
king is number 11. I
That's
think I
why-
have to do
but
top
I don't
20.
agree. I think
I don't
there's
agree
about
with none of
3
this.
or 3 tracks that I would not
Hold
put
on.
above.
Come on, man.
Hold on. Here's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. Because here's one piece of expertise we did not consider right here on this one couch. I have small children, so I'm actually like literally listening to these records still.
They
today.
weren't here when
listen,
Frozen was
thank you.
popping. My
Wait,
daughter
can
was
we-
here when
can
Frozen
we-
was
Can we
popping.
phone a white friend?
Come on. Frozen
Hey,
is
Frozen,
him.
listen, Let It Go didn't get till 15.
That's
Let It
crazy.
Go was
That's
15.
crazy.
As a top
work.
five
I
track
don't
is-
disagree with that. I think that's
is
crazy.
insane.
That's
Under the Sea
insanity,
was
man.
12.
I can't-
Hakuna
I can't
Matata
trust
13.
That's
Thank
insanity.
you. I can't trust
A Whole
any
New
list
World,
that does not
14.
go in
Everybody
top
on
two.
this couch
A
said they
Whole New
love
World
Jay-Z.
is where?
14. Bro.
Hey, everyone said they love Jay-Z. He said men lie numbers don't.
Well, that's
No,
not
facts.
true.
Yeah, but
No,
BuzzFeed
fact.
ain't.
No,
BuzzFeed
he's
is
right.
not
The
facts.
numbers lie all the time.
How Far I'll Go 16. Goofy movie, another one. Stand out, didn't
I
like
just
it.
know-
Remember Me, 18.
Hey, as a quick refresher though, what was number 1?
Well, you know,
I won't say I'm in love.
There was no argument against that.
Bro,
Bro,
but there's
the
a
Lizzie
week. There's
McGuire
a
movie
week.
made top 20, bro.
100%.
What Dreams Are Made Of? I don't think so.
Bro, I don't trust BuzzFeed.
Yeah, I know.
Respectfully, trash list.
Trash.
We'll
Trash.
come,
Very
up with, we'll
trash
come up
list.
with our own. We'll do that in the community.
We're-
Yeah, we're
Yes,
fine with
yeah.
Circle of Life. We're fine with that.
I want to
crazy.
know
That's
what y'all think were the top selling, what should have been rather, the top selling Disney records of all time. But all right, that's stuck on comments,
just pissed me
guys.
off.
You guys reply, we respond.
Yeah, it pissed me
I got a
off.
must stuck of the week now.
Who's your
Ain't
most
got
stuck
shit
of
to
the
say.
week?
BuzzFeed. Cause what
Real
the hell
talk.
was that?
I got BuzzFeed for
Most
real.
stuck of the week, man. Who y'all most stuckers?
I put Cleveland Browns, man.
Oh, now we're getting into
Them
it.
Cleveland Rocks. I
Get
got
up
the
through
Cleveland
there.
Browns
Why?
because, bro, I think they have. I don't think they know what they're doing. I think, and the reason why I say that is this, bro. You've been in what I determine as being. I call some franchises poverty franchises.
Mhm.
The Browns are a poverty franchise. They have made a consistent habit of making terrible decisions,
Yeah,
even if they draft good players.
that's true.
They made a consistent habit of making terrible decisions. Now, your first terrible decision was picking Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur Sanders. You didn't even need quarterbacks. Let's just keep it a buck. You had Kenny Pickett on the list. You paid Deshaun Watson big money. You got Joe Flacco there. You got 3 proven quarterbacks in the league. So you don't even need a quarterback. But if you wanted one to sit or whatever, sure, go get Shedeur. But you went and got Dylan Gabriel, which is crazy. There was no college stat. You're not going to argue with anybody that Dylan Gabriel had a better college career or is a better prospect than Shedeur Sanders. So I don't understand that pick at all. But then you drafted Dylan Gabriel, and then you went to go draft Shedeur Sanders. Terrible decision. Then the first game you have in preseason, you have to play Shedeur. And he plays and he balls out. So now you have a problem on your hands because you have narratives you have to spin. Plus you have the owner coming out telling you, this wasn't my pick. This was somebody else's pick. Ultimately, it's his decision to make the picks. He made the pick. So you let people know that you didn't even want Shedeur, and it was basically because he was available and the old buddy made the pick. Now you got somebody who's, I think he's the number one grossing jersey sale right now, especially for rookies. You had people who were showing up to the game. They sold out a preseason game for the Carolina Panthers, brother.
Shedeur effect.
Come on, bro.
Amazing, brother.
Okay. So now what do? You're stuck. Any situation that you're in is really not a great situation. Like, the only thing you can hope for is that Shedeur just plays just awful. Awful. And then that's it. Still, you're in a bad situation.
Right.
Because now you got a bad quarterback on your hands. Mm-hmm. And the best case scenario is that he's Shedeur Sanders and he ends up being great. And then you have Shedeur Sanders on your roster, and you have to somehow figure out how you're cutting these other 4 or 3 or 2 quarterbacks that you have. How do you snake him up the roster? So I think the Browns are stupid, or at least they're stuck right now. And I think they've made a history of bad decisions, and it's showing right now. So I'm glad we got Howie.
Yeah, thank God for that, man.
Because, bruh.
EDS, draft, develop,
sign. Earlier we were talking about Shedeur since he got drafted, the 5th round?
Yes.
And he...
insane.
Yeah, but on his contract, we heard a rumor or some news that he made some...
got a percentage.
That he gets a percentage off jersey sales. So I chat GBT. Shout out to them. But I typed it in. They said a key part of his rookie contract includes what's known as a prime equity clause. Mm-hmm. This clause entitles him to a percentage of revenue from merchandise, sponsorships, and promotions tied to his name and likeness. That includes jersey sales. So they sold $250 million worth of jersey sales, and his percentage he got back from that is roughly around $14 million. So, you know,
eating nice, and he's only took a couple of preseason snacks. I mean, like, it's obvious that he's savvy enough. He's very humble, and he's savvy enough to do what he has to do to even get that. And stuff like that is what makes me think, and I don't know if this is normal. I'd have to look it up. Is it really that normal for a rookie to come in and do that? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And I think when you start having them type of conversations before, maybe it's people like, oh, no, we not finna let him come in there and do that.
But your idea of that earlier, when you made that face, is like, if this is the case, he's 5th round getting this type of money. Imagine if that boy would have got drafted in the first round. What they would have. They would have had to give up the whole stadium.
100%. 14%. Now, I need 80% of my jersey sales. You can keep 20.
Yeah, I think a hot take is, to double down on that a little bit, is because I think it was a fantastic business move by the Cleveland Browns.
100%.
I think it's I think it's no for sure from a business standpoint. I agree.
Business wise.
I'm talking about from the football standpoint. From a business standpoint, I agree.
From the business standpoint, if I could take Shedeur
in the
for
5th
a penny,
I'll take him.
I'm taking him. It's not 100%. A question in my mind. Like, for how much did you say he's worth? 5 rounds, 177. Yeah, what?
That's not a planned business move, though. They really got that was a lot to happen for him to drop to the 5th round.
And on top of that, again,
that wasn't a good business move. They just got lucky.
You've martyred yourself as an organization forever now.
Yeah.
Like, so was it worth the pick? Probably not. But from a business perspective, we'll never look at it this way because it was such a martyr on their behalf. But
making them money.
People are going to lose their job if the 100%. Browns suck, right?
Yeah.
And Dylan Gabriel sucks.
Yeah.
People are going to get fired. Because if the Dylan Gabriel sucks and Shedeur does well, why the hell did you draft Dylan Gabriel?
What was the point?
You wasted. We could have got another. Exactly. We could have got another player.
And odds are it wasn't malicious. It was just really incompetence. And that's what it showed. I'm telling you, go back and watch that clip when they made the call.
I could even say the Saints. So if Tyler Shutt, it does terrible with the Saints.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to draft him too, and you needed a quarterback in your room.
Tough.
Yeah. And Shedeur's out there balling.
I think the what if moment for me is the owner coming out saying that. What if Shedeur wasn't even supposed to get drafted? And because he took him and he didn't follow the plan of the owners or whoever they, conspired or had that idea.
He tried to cover his ass?
He got to cover his ass by saying, hey, I didn't want him in the first place. Because if you're doing that to the media and you say that, you clearly say I didn't want him, but in reality, you know what it is,
somebody
buddy.
Had to get him.
Yeah, somebody had to get him. I ain't gonna let y'all get him, so I might as well get him. So
like who's gonna pull the trigger?
If I'm trying to bail out the owner.
But like I said before, they took the gamble, but the price for the gamble was martyrdom.
They not, boy.
Yeah, it's martyrdom.
Poverty franchise, man. That's my nomination.
What you got, B. Wood? Who you got?
I'm clear.
You don't got nobody from Mutha-Stucka?
No. Obviously one that is important to me, Kim Davis and her legal team.
Tell me more about
Who's
Kim
Kim?
Davis.
I saw a video talking about her ugly ass today.
Yeah,
Who's
bro,
Kim
hold
Davis?
on.
who's
Tell
Kim-
the
Kim
world.
Davis is a clerk from Kentucky who many years ago was I think she might have been like the big start of cancel culture, if you think about it. But long story short, this gay couple was trying to go get their marriage license and everything else, and she refused.
Oh, she a county clerk.
She was
Yeah,
a county
county
clerk.
clerk.
and
Oh,
she
okay. For
wouldn't
Kentucky,
sign.
Yeah.
What do we know? What city or
It was
county?
in Kentucky.
in
I can't remember the
Kentucky,
county.
yeah.
Okay.
However,
Look it up real
they sued her.
Mhm.
They won.
They won, and the case is Obergefell versus Hodges. Obergefell v. Hodges, I think. Either way it goes, they ended up like being the like case that really helped with gay marriage rights. Or I'm sorry, Obergefell v. Hodges is the case that awarded gay couples to be married as a federal law. Anyway, Kim Davis and her law firm is now and has enough buy-in that the Obergefell case is being brought to the Supreme Court for review.
Mhm.
Trying to get her money back.
She's trying to get her money back and everything else, but also if the Supreme Court overturns it, then marriage becomes marriage no longer becomes a federal right. So then it
Rowan
goes to the
County
state.
clerk in 2014. That's when she
What
got
county?
her job. Rowan County.
Rowan. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is.
ROWAN in Kentucky.
yeah.
But Moorhead. Well, she was born in Moorhead, Kentucky. 59 years old, September 17, 1965.
Yeah.
I got you, Kimberly Bailey.
Yeah, but she's talking about the sanctity of marriage and all the other stuff, even
Yeah.
though she's been married 4
But-
times.
No, facts. Got kids out of wedlock.
Yeah,
Crazy.
cheated on her husband.
So she outside.
yeah,
she
she's
definitely
very
is.
outside.
That's a bit.
But either way,
It's one of
Kim,
them
you
choose your sins.
you definitely
Kimberly,
definitely Mutha-Stucka of the week.
yeah, we can get you on the couch and we can hash it out.
Yeah, we put you on that wheel.
Yeah.
Put on the wheel too.
Hey, I got 2.
Who you got?
Y'all vote for the number quickly. Hurry. 1 or 2.
2.
2,
1.
2. Okay.
Hey, what you
So
got?
I'm gonna tell you what number 2 was.
Huh?
Dr. Umar Johnson.
Oh, I tried to spare him, but hey, let's do it. No, please, please,
Okay,
please.
let me tell you what my number 1 was, and then you'll tell me if we go back to him.
The Prince of Panhandling.
Yeah, but we'll talk about another prince real quick. The French prince, Mr. Macrons and the family going at my girl. So
Okay, wait. Are you
They're
saying
definitely not stuck.
you're about to say? Are you saying the French ones are stuck or Candace is stuck?
I would say at this very moment, it's definitely Candace.
Let's do
It's
Umar. Let's do
1000%
Umar. Let's do Umar.
I don't agree. I
At
think
this moment, I think in
my
the
God.
beginning, it was the Macrons. I think at this very moment, it's Candace. I think in the end, it might be Macrons.
Nope.
And whoever we pick, make sure
Legally
we
speaking,
tell the
no.
backstory or tell the real clear.
yeah, I mean, I know they went and got prosecutors and all that, but the reason why I think it's a situation that just doesn't make sense to me because
so we going Candace.
I mean, do you guys want to talk about Candace? You want to talk about?
It's up to you.
Umar?
It's your topic.
Now I said 2, and then let's do Umar. We'll
All
talk,
right,
we'll come
amazing.
back to Candace. We'll talk about Candace.
I'm not even gonna
Backstory.
call
Who's
him-
doing the backstory?
I'm not even gonna call him
So-
doctor. I'm stripping his title.
Here's Dr. Umar Johnson. There's so much to say, and I actually am not of the belief of like going in on him, like because at the end of the day,
He a fraud.
I know, but like at the end of the day, like when people are down like this, it's like you're gonna learn your lesson anyway. So like me beating them over the head is how it feels bad, but we have to call a spade a spade.
Fuck all that.
Listen, we got to call a spade a spade. So much to talk about, but here recently, I don't know what the story is. Let me just start with that because it's Dr. Umar Johnson, so I can't tell when it's the truth fully or if it's just something being made up. But from what I can understand, he's run into some financial issues. His accounts have been
Frozen like Elsa.
frozen and held by
Due
whatever.
to 4 years of unpaid vacant property registration fees.
Yep.
Okay, so he's
In
got
Delaware.
fees attached in Delaware
Yes.
to his property, and I'm going to say we're
To the
talking.
tune of $40 million.
And the school name,
4,000.
Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey.
Garvey Academy.
So
And
$40 million.
40,000. I'm sorry.
40,000.
20,000 for the junior high. 20,000 for the high school.
So he was when it says vacant, that just means that he wasn't paying the fees each
He
year.
hadn't been paying the fees,
taxes.
whatever the fees that are attached to like having a vacant building.
Yeah. So again, because that sounds like a very non-problem for me. We need to pay some money to get it right. But also, where's the money? You know, that's what I'm always pushing. Like,
I to tell y'all.
no. So what we always said back in the day was Dr. Umar has some very wild takes. Okay, about relationships and about
Everything.
just how things are supposed to be lined up. However, when it comes to his life, we don't see it I don't see it in action, right? Like having a financial slip up like this, well, where was the money going that was being used to build? If it was only $40,000 in fees that we're missing, and I'm sure you raised a lot more than $40,000. If this was really just about the movement, where's the money? It's basic questions like that. And I've always said, when the school goes up, I'll be quiet. Until the school goes up, I'm going to ask, where's the school? Not because I'm being disrespectful. It's just like if I told somebody, listen, I'm going to do your social media for a month. It's going to cost you this much money. They said, okay, no problem. Here goes the money. And then in 30 days, they had nothing on their page. They'd be like, what happened? What happened? I gave you $3,000 for some work and you put nothing on the page. Oh, $3,000 really just went to me living for that month.
Can you even look up, like, does it have a website, FDMG?
Let's go there.
FDMG?
Yeah, it's in the
Frederick
stuff.
Marcus Garvey Academy.
On top of the scandals, got people reaching out
That's a
now
good
and
call.
talking about, their experience, managing the finances to that school and managing accounts that are attached
Yeah, they have a
to them.
website.
Can you click on it? Like, what does it say? Because I want to see, like, you're talking about a school, bro. I want to see curriculum. I want to see all of that stuff. Like, the building should be the last of your worries.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
So when you go to the fdmga.com, it's
It's a GoDaddy.
a GoDaddy.
He don't even own. I should buy it right now.
You don't
I'm
even
telling
own-
you right now, when I get off this pod, I'm finna go see how much it costs.
Huh.
If I can afford it, it's took. It's took.
And then
You
gotta
know
pay up.
somebody stole, or somebody got that.
It's took.
Look at
But if
you
not,
look at
it
the
don't
value
matter.
right now. What's the value right now? You can look at it.
I don't know.
That whole
Yeah,
is
keep
took.
going real quick. Keep going.
That's
I
the
look it up.
cheapest thing you can do is keep
Yeah.
keep your web ID, bro.
He got to
Yeah.
go fund me though.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's my number two. My number one obviously was the Macrons. I just feel like good luck, proving that it was any of those things that they're claiming that it was without the actual evidence. I don't see it happening because these are basic questions that don't include a courtroom or discovery or anything else. You could have just answered a lot of these questions and it just goes away.
I think that's the thing that people are overlooking.
Yeah.
If you watch all the Candace Owens stuff,
Which I do.
me too. I've watched the entire series about it. She got cease and desist and she got photos. Now she claimed, here's my discrepancy when it comes to Candace. We're using this AI thing to determine this is not this person. She later goes on to talk about how she didn't even understand how the AI thing works. And they have other photographs of her in the room with her brother. Very simple.
Yeah,
if
but the
I'm
lamp.
not, you said what?
But explain the lamp.
You don't have to explain the lamp. That is, it's very serious. It's very easy to say, put it like this.
Okay.
If you're accusing me of being something that I'm not, then I'm going to sue you. Especially if I'm somebody of prominence. So let's keep it this way.
By the way, what you're talking about has never this specific thing has never happened in history before.
But let's say I'm somebody of prominence.
Okay.
Just in general, of anything. So it's not like this thing, yes, has not really ever happened. But let's talk about, like, if it's something of prominence, it's easy to prove. Because that's your point. This is something that is very easy to prove, right?
Well, my point is I live in America. I get to say whatever I want. And I'm not hurting you. Like, I'm reading
But
off. Hold on.
She
I'm reading-
promoted it, and
hold on,
that's
no,
the
no, no.
problem.
Hold on. No,
She
no.
promoted it.
Hold on. She promoted what? Her findings?
No. I'm saying promotion.
Well,
there
well,
was
well,
ad dollars and spot.
Hold
Like,
on. I'm gonna keep going. Were they her findings?
no. I'm saying, but the fact that you promoted and made $1
Doesn't
off
matter.
of
Were they her-
defamation.
So then that means
That-
every news
But
channel.
I'm saying,
ever
if there's a
created-
hole there where that's illegal, then
No,
you're out
that
of
means
there.
every news channel ever created should be illegal because it's not they're not going out creating the stories. The stories are their stories
she-
and they're reporting the stories.
But you
Bet.
can't-
But
but
does she have
again,
the permits and
it's
does she
not-
have
the permits to talk
No,
about
hold
the story,
on.
right?
No, I'm saying to be on TV, there's certain regulations in
Regulations.
She's not
place.
on TV. She's on YouTube.
She's not that. So that's what I'm
what he's
saying. So
saying.
they have they can talk about that without getting in trouble.
And-
It's like I can take money, but I can get in trouble for that. I have to actually be a financial institution and get all the certifications to do that. Does she have that?
Plus, they will.
And that's what it is.
Plus,
they'll get her.
They get fined
Yeah.
by their regulatory
She's out of
governing
there.
body. Also,
And I hate
if
it
I
for
send
her.
you a cease and desist,
I love
it's
you,
much
Kevin.
more common that a network, a news channel, or whatever else,
She-
is probably going to follow the cease and desist.
Yeah.
Candace got 2 of them mugs and did not stop.
because it's not her content.
It doesn't matter if it's her content.
How you gonna tell me to cease and desist reading off? Listen, If I'm reading a story in the news and you cease and desist me, I'm going to keep reading the story the next day. Because what are you talking about? I'm reading the story in the news. How are you cease and desisting?
I thought you meant by LLC. Like
no, meaning I did not create this story. This story has been created by other people.
But
I'm doing is reading the story.
Here's where I think that's not what she's doing.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No, hell no. I watched the whole thing multiple times.
I mean, she has opinions about it. That's okay.
That's the problem.
I can't have an opinion about something?
No.
Oh, okay.
If you are attaching yourself to the belief of the story and giving more so of like, because of this is why I believe what I believe, that's where I think Candace got stuck. If she just would have been like, hey, y'all, this is crazy. Look at this conspiracy theory or look at this thought. This is crazy.
What's punitive damages? What does that mean?
Punitive means
it means
a lot. It could be like punitive damages means the pay that it costs, like mental health issues, all that is
whatever they come up with. It's inside the basket of punitive damages.
That's why I said it's the fine print. What did you say? Mental health?
Yeah.
This thing went global and it was promoted. That
hold on.
Can fall.
And punitive damages can also be like their likeness was damaged. So like
that's all I'm saying. It's just that little fine print right here.
So when you report on things like, okay, this person was a certain age when they started dating this other person. If I'm saying that to be these are facts, by the way.
100%.
But like Drake, all you gotta do is prove it.
But hold on. No, these are facts, by the way. So if I'm saying, hey, this person was this age, this person was that age, the gap there is egregious to most of the world. That's a problem. You know, at the time that it happened, the way it was written, there are some discrepancies here. And then you go and start to find that there's patterns with this type of behavior when it comes to writing up the way this is supposed to look on paper. I'm just making observations.
But your observations can be defamatory.
yes.
Guess what? Prove. That's what I'm saying.
And that's what
I
think. That's why they're going to court.
I know. That's why I love it. I don't think she's stuck.
I think she definitely is. I think
no
once
way.
you hire 100%, especially with the
guy
I think
who
Candace a little.
The guy,
I'm 50-50.
not talking about
I'm
the
stuck
guy
in.
who investigated her and lost.
I'm stuck in.
The people that they
No,
hired.
I'm not even talking about them.
Okay, hold on. So you watch the last episode? The last episode where
When they come out,
This is yesterday.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Okay, so she got investigated. That's what I'm saying. She's not stuck. They're dumb. They're done. She got investigated before they sent the article out. The only reason they even sent the article out is because they spent money on an investigator who happens to be an investigator that's American and tied to a whole bunch of other things that he lost at. They were just big names. Okay, but he lost. He did the investigation. That company did the investigation, reached out to the Financial Times, gave the Financial Times the information from the investigation. Financial Times reached back to Candace and said, hey, we're about to drop an article. Here's what was the findings inside of the investigation. They found nothing. Literally, they found her that she had a few conversations with, like, at a Russian, she went to a Russian convention and talked there. People have ran articles on her. One of the findings they had was that Russia had a RT, which is the Russian Times, right? They had 40 articles on her in 5 years, right? So that tie apparently is supposed to say that she works with Russia. Well, hold on. With that kind of mentality, this is why I know they're cooked. With that mentality, I could just say, let me find another country where there's 40 articles about her, and now apparently she's in collusion with all these countries. No, they're cooked. They have nothing. They're just.
I don't know if that's the things of the lawsuits that.
What'd you see?
Nothing. It just started moving. That was crazy, right?
What?
Am I tripping? The blinds.
Yeah, I mean they're moving, but it's
Okay.
Yeah.
I was tripping. Anyway, the things that I have read up on what the lawsuit is, and where I have to figure out where Candace lives, because I think the location of the lawsuit is also very okay. But the location of the lawsuit is where her business is LLC.
She's
right?
in California, right?
Her business is LLC in Connecticut, and the lawsuit is in Connecticut. Candace Owens.
Yes.
So I think there's an angle that Candace is not playing, which is why the whole Piers Morgan thing, when she was talking to Piers Morgan, and Piers was like, was it Piers? I think it was Piers. Mm-hmm. Well, he was like, are you gonna settle this and get this done? She was like, nah. I'm gonna bet my career on this.
No, but she said that before she left the Daily Wire.
I got two words. I got 2 words. Cardi B.
100%. And what's her name?
And Tasha K.
Tasha K. This is what's gonna happen.
Okay, is Cardi B an American citizen?
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that it's happened, and the fact that I'm just saying the fact that it's happened is what I'm saying. There's enough proof out here that it happened.
It happened with an American citizen.
But what I'm saying is there's more power on this side though. We're talking about a president over here. We're talking about a president. We're talking about a different level over here. We're at a different level over here. This one's a different level. That's a different level.
Yeah. They're not suing Candace Owens. They're suing her business.
And
punitive damages.
I'm fully aware.
To me, but here's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's not American versus American. This is them versus a media outlet.
No. respectfully, again, find me a time in life where the president of a nation had
Never.
defamatory things said about them.
Never.
Well, hold on. That's all the time across the globe. Every day, Donald Trump gets blasted.
And
every day,
yeah.
the Asian League gets blasted. People get blasted every single day by media outlets every day. To choose to go after a media outlet to sue them, I just want to take a step back for a second. What you may be talking about is like the legalities of the process. You may be going with that. I'm taking just a huge step back for a second. What's really going on here?
Same thing with Jay-Z. Same thing with Jay-Z. Nobody ever sues Bugsby, but he finally somebody has to do it. Somebody has to do it. Is what I'm saying.
Just because
that's all I'm saying. Somebody has to do
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Right.
If the speed limit's 75 and you go 80 every day,
Not this. This is. So
Cardi B is
but
the
it has to
blueprint.
be. That's what
Cardi
I'm
B
saying.
is the
I
blueprint.
agree with you.
Tasha K had a YouTube.
But I also
Cardi B's a
think-
celebrity.
Okay,
It's the blueprint.
so let's just go to because what we're talking about is possible practicalities. Let's go to facts. They got the lawsuit approved in France for the same exact thing, and then what happened to it here recently? The same exact thing happened to actually somebody in France who wrote up the article and started this whole
that
thing.
they dropped. Yes.
No, they didn't drop it. The judge did what?
Dismissed it.
That's
But
not
I don't-
dropped.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, judge dismissed it. But I think it will also be foolish to think that these are case for case the exact same.
No, listen, if I'm reporting the stories from the people that you just dismissed the case on, because that's what I'm doing. Now I'm adding I'm adding things to
I
it.
think it's
You're gonna say
more-
stuff like the merch.
No, I think
Yeah,
it's
like
more.
her
Not
making-
even that. I think it's more. I think it's more than just reporting, bro.
Oh.
There's angles. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it is just reporting, especially in the way you think about it. Even when it comes to this, with people in their own platforms, they have none of the regulations.
Sure.
But we're trying to put the vision on it as if they have the regulations to be their safety net there.
I believe the courtrooms will say, show me, and in discovery is where I think this is won. Before we move on to anything, I think the discovery is where this case is going to be won. And I believe, and I've not been wrong in all this stuff. I'm telling you, I say the radical stuff now, and then 4 months from now it comes true. You're like, okay, well,
This nigga's the same nigga that said that FDMG finna be open by end of the year. Y'all remember that one?
hey,
And
no,
I told y'all-
I said if he doesn't, what did I
Put the
say?
replay if you can find it. If we can find it, we need to. I don't remember. I don't remember.
And that was last year.
If
I
I say
don't
he
remember.
doesn't, what?
That was last year.
It'll be a big scam or something. I think he did say that. I
But
think he
I
did
was
say
on the
that. I think he
scam
did say
earlier
that.
No, you were. I said you
Hey,
were.
I said he been
Nah,
scamming.
yeah.
I said you
Yeah.
were.
But I don't. But like I said earlier, I do think this will end. I think in the moment right now, because we haven't hit the discovery,
Yeah.
and Candace came out and also said she don't have the money to fight the case.
Which I respect that.
Right,
That's what
which is
I'm
why
saying.
she's
That's-
selling the shirts.
And remember, Tasha K was just a little bit. This one is more than 20.
No, but this is
different-
but this is bigger than all that.
But
this,
I know
But
it
that's
is.
why I said Candace
It is
at
big.
this moment.
Yeah.
I think in the end, I don't think it will be her. I'm
Yeah.
thinking at this moment because you came out and said you don't have the money, you got to sell shirts. You're probably gonna get the.
And don't we
she'll
have
probably get
relations with the guy, the president, the United States, and all that?
Of course, yeah.
And once they put, and you know everything is optics, so once they put that pressure on the media,
it's too late because she already
It's already.
remember she
100%.
did Trump.
She already
said-
hit Trump
yeah,
up, and
she
Trump
already-
was like, chill, basically.
No, she
Trump's
already
involved?
had an episode where she talked about Trump
Yes.
hitting her up, and she
He says-
exposed him pretty much.
but Trump was like, just chill out.
Yes, and she
Yeah.
said, no, I'm not.
Oh, she clear.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, she clear.
Trump
My
called her
bad.
and said, listen, they came
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
remember,
yeah,
I
yeah,
told
yeah,
you
she
that
clear,
day.
she
I
clear,
sent
she
it in
clear,
the
she
group
clear.
text. Whenever they came over, remember they came to DC? I said, oh, they're only coming because they're coming to talk about
Yeah, she
Candace.
clear,
I
she
promise
clear,
you.
she
And
clear.
then look, she got the call.
Yeah,
So
she
it's like,
clear.
my thing is, when the public, don't believe me? Look at the Epstein files.
No, she
right?
got it. She got it. She got it. She got it.
Somebody said to us the Epstein files it is what it is, right? If that was the case, the world would have been like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back to our corners. Candace lost, whatever happened, right? That's not what's going to happen in Discovery. I'm telling you, people are waiting to pick Discovery apart.
I guarantee they settled this case.
Who we end up getting?
Who settles, though? Who settles, though?
I think Candace settles.
Oh, you're wild.
I think Candace.
I don't. I think
Look,
the Macrons.
hey, look, you know what I'm saying? This is a little friendly bet. Look,
It's
hey,
only
look,
gonna be
look.
like 5, 6,
I
7
think-
million. She got it.
Okay.
I think Candace settles this case.
Yeah,
I'll do-
it'll be easier for her to do it.
No. I think Candace does not settle because I know who her husband is. I know who's like around.
I don't think she want to deal with the
100%.
legal fees. That money over here is not that
I-
money over here that France
I
money
can't. I'm not
alone.
gonna say it. on this, but
I know who else been there too.
Who we got Mutha-Stucka though?
yeah,
Who we got Mutha-Stucka?
That's my guy.
Dr. Umar, the Prince of Panhandling. That's who I'm gonna call him.
I can't get him. I got him.
No, I can, bro. I'm tired of him scamming the community
Nah, I'm with
and
you, I'm
talking
with you, I'm
bad
with you.
about black folks. I seen videos of him getting mad at people who donate, talking about, "Oh, you think you done? I need a school. You don't need nothing.
Yeah.
You have got your whatever, and you have delusions of grandeur, bro. You haven't done nothing for the black community, and you talk as if you are the greatest black conscious person or whatever else. You're not doing nothing but trying to take people black money and then get it frozen. All the other black leaders I know ain't getting their accounts frozen, bro. I don't want to hear that, bro. I'm done. I'm off. Dr. Umar, you are literally just a joke. Like, if I watch your content, you're hilarious because it's funny, and I know you're a liar, but you're a fraud, bro. So until you come up with the stuff you say you doing, you fraud.
Cooking.
I do not care about none of the other stuff you talking about. And I know
need
people
that
gonna get
school.
out here and say, "Oh, he married to a white woman." And guess what? I got bread. None of my accounts is frozen. And if I wanted to open a school, I'd probably do it before you did.
That's the part. Cook.
That's it.
Bonk, 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 bonk.
I got
Let him cook.
Who was the who were the other people?
I had
Kim Davis.
Yeah, Kim Davis.
Yeah, I'm riding with Davis.
Yeah, I gotta go with Umar in this one.
Yes.
Umar. So yeah,
I mean,
Umar
look,
Mutha-Stucka.
it's 50-50 then, because I'm Kim Davis.
Oh, you Kim Davis?
Yes.
Damn.
Fuck
Kim
her.
Davis and Dr. Umar, y'all some motherfuckers.
Fuck her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tie, bro. And that's
We have
crazy
a,
because you tied with a white woman and you hate that. I know you hate it.
Wow.
No, you hate it, boy.
Blocked.
It was the block party.
He's at the block
What
party.
he gonna call him, Neanderthal? You know what I'm saying? What he goes, black power, black power.
Seems like Dr. Umar's in a.
Stucky situation. I ain't never prayed on somebody's downfall, but I just can't wait, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Pray and pray on my downfall.
No, facts, bro.
All right. Shout out to Tanya. She submitted a post this week for us. She said, a few months ago, I made a dumb decision that ended up getting me into legal trouble. Without getting into too many details, I got a warrant out for my arrest, and I can get up to 5 years.
Oh, that mercy.
No cops have shown up at my door, but I know it's only a matter of time before this catches up to me. A part of me wants to just go down to the station, turn myself in, and get it over with. But another part of me thinks that maybe I should lay low, get my money right for a lawyer, and deal with it later. I know avoiding it could make things worse, but walking in there on my own feels like I'm walking into a nightmare. All right, let me give you some legal stuff. Number one,
Go ahead, cook them.
legalities wise, you will always have a better chance. Statistically speaking, you will always have a better chance if you turn yourself in. Numbers don't lie. Look it up if you don't believe me. You also have the ability to potentially have a delayed sentence. So, like, you might turn yourself in and like, hey, the jail full right now, come back in a year. You still get a year to get your stuff together. There's so many different avenues, but I tell you right now, you go and get your get a lawyer, try to have your case heard. You having the warrant out for as many years as it has been, or for as much time it has been, is not going to help your case. It's literally only going to hurt it. So the longer you delay the inevitable, the worse it's going to get. I've been on the run for 20 years. Okay, we tacking on 20 more years to your sentence. And the court has the right to do that. Up to 5 years is where you're at the base charge. After you are on the run for a while, that stuff can literally pile on. So, like, at the end of the day, your charge, they can give you the max sentence. But if you turn yourself in, maybe they give you 2 years.
Let them cook.
I can get you unstuck. First thing you're gonna do is Google countries that don't extradite to United States.
You still gotta save that money. I know there are some countries that are like that, but you got to get your money right to do
Next,
that.
you got to Google
The
fake
second thing
ID.
you're gonna do is stay low and get your money right.
Yeah, you
Third
said
thing
that
you're gonna
right.
do is cut your hair, change its color, maybe get some contacts,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna catch a flight and go live in that different country, and you're good. Now, granted, you can never come back. So, what would you like to choose? 5 years, up to 5 years max, or a lifetime living somewhere else?
Or you could just go to a liberal state, become a lampshade, change your name.
You know what
You
I'm
can do
saying?
whatever you want to do.
Get up
Borat.
out of there.
Man, I don't know. The way you get unstuck is simple. You had your right idea with the lawyer. Believe it or not, most lawyers work off a percentage of wins. So I would say get into a consultation with them, first to see if it's even worth your time. Most times, if they want to take on the case, they'll say, "Oh, we got a case here. We'll take it on." And by that time, they're going to take a percentage of whatever you guys win or don't win, type thing.
Money up.
If you're needing to put your money up for a lawyer, that's because you think you're not going to win it. See, again, people, listen, stop writing in trying to if you're gonna write in and you're gonna give us this information, which we really appreciate, like, can you just keep it real? We don't have to read through this. For you to say try and get your money right for a lawyer, you really don't think you'll win it. And for it to be up to 5 years, you probably hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? So that means you might as well just sit down, man.
It's just maybe you get good behavior or something. Do they still do
Yeah,
that?
I'm gonna say
That's
fine.
but look, the numbers don't lie. Turn yourself in. The probability it said like 83% have better chances where their sentence is lesser or something like that.
Yeah. You only do like maybe 60 to 80% of your time, so you'll be out in about 4 years. You'll be all right. 3 years. You'll be all right, man.
Yeah, come on. And
But,
on top of that, I didn't see no kids or nothing on there.
Oh yeah, I mean
Oh,
18
oh,
to
yeah.
24.
And you young. That's what I'm saying. And you young.
Yeah. Tanya, it's a female.
Yeah.
Man, go to prison. Little female, what?
Man, go to prison.
Man, they got air conditioning, good food in there for you, all that. Yeah, it's cool, man. You did
So
the
it's
crime.
not like Orange and New Black.
It's like Orange and the New Black.
Just
It's like that, but it's not the crime and all that. She'll be all right. Just go in there and get the free food, free cable. You know, y'all got the makeup and the hair stuff. Y'all be all right.
They got free cable in prison. I see somebody going live in prison the other day.
Yeah, they got the phones and the tablets. They got tablets now. Long story short, I know a female that she went in there and just got out, and they had tablets and they got different games, music. You'll be fine. You'll meet new friends in there. It's just another.
Go sit down.
It's like Candyland. It's another spot.
But also, okay, it's accountability. That's really what it is. Like, you did something. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna fight the case because you really think you didn't do it, I would say do that. Like, I'm always up for that.
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't do something, you know you didn't do it.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Start the campaign.
But listen to how
get
she
on the
said
TikTok.
it. I
Everything
made
else.
a dumb decision that ended up
Exactly.
getting me into
So
the
you
trouble.
know. So
you
take that
did it.
accountability, bro. Take the accountability. Do your thing. And while I'm in there, I will probably learn about, like, life is different. I have not been to prison, but I know people who have been to prison. I know somebody who went to prison for a very long time. I say a very long time, but it's like 10 years. And when he got out, and 10 years is a long time. 5 years is a long time. Let's keep it a bean.
You ain't lying.
When he got out, there's so much time that passes, right? Think about how many iPhones in 5 years you can go through, versions. You know what I'm saying? You can go in and some people went in, there was one camera on the iPhone, they came out, they got the Pro and 3 cameras. You know what I'm saying? 2 terabyte of hard drives. You know what I'm saying? Inside the phones. So I know it's a long time, but if you're in there, I think the things that you should be working and studying on is, like, when I get back out, how do I continue to grow my brand, make the right connections or whatever else? Because I just know from knowing people and would assume that life after prison is also hard as a felon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you just plan, bro. Spend your time planning and setting them things up so that when you do come out, you have at least that. I feel like that's probably, like, I was doing a research paper. My entire grad program was centered around lowering recidivism rates for Black men to go back into prison. And so I've done, like, a lot of interviews with people in, like, they're not halfway houses per se, but they leave and they go to this, like, certain house where they got to stay maybe 8 more months before they actually get out. Yeah. And so I've done a lot of interviews and talked to people like that. And then I feel like the most common thing was that the men who are talking to who ended up going back in, they never planned while they were inside, like,
we just
when
having
they
a
were
good
getting
time.
out,
They were
right?
just
Or
surviving.
focusing on trying to stay
Right.
alive. You know,
And then
who knows?
the people who to this day, they still have to have their meetings with their PO or whatever else. But the common denominator with them is that they had a plan. Like, they knew, I'm not going to be in here for forever. And when I get out, this is how I'm going to hustle to get it. It may not always work, but I got plan B, I got plan C, I got plan C2, I got plan D, all the way throughout. They had, like, and talking to them, it was cool to talk to them because they had, like, when I was sat down, I dreamt, and I set the plan in action, and I had some people on the outside that can actually, support me, and they were, hey, you could be here for 2 months. So sometimes they was floating around different places for different 2 months or whatever, right? But they had that figured out, and the people who didn't have that figured out went right back in.
Shout out Wallow, man. 25.
Yeah, shout out to Waller, man. But yeah, go ahead and turn yourself in because you're going to be stuck and stupid, which is a segment where a person, place, or thing finds herself in a stuck and stupid situation, and then we put that ass on the wheel.
I want to be on the wheel, cuz.
Yeah, and while he get that together, turn yourself in. Stop playing, man.
Stop playing.
You know what's funny? Like, if you decide to get that lawyer, and say if you have to go to jail or whatever, but you're making yourself easy to find, so you could get set up. Like it's not even worth it. Like just
just
go
do it.
Yeah. Regardless, yeah. Or you could get a lawyer and end up still having to go to jail. So you spend all that money to go to
If
jail.
you're turning yourself in, just
Lost your
get
bread.
Yeah, lost your bread.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Cori, spin that wheel. That's worth it right there.
There we go. Okay, no laggy.
No, a little
Damn, I
laggy,
would clear
but
this week. Is it stuck and stupid for Clarissa Shields to challenge Laila Ali to a fight?
Hey, where's our camera, guys?
3 of them. Choose
Stuck,
one.
yes. I love both. I love all what this is doing.
So it's not stupid?
No, is it stuck and stupid for her to challenge Laila Ali? Yes, I think it's stuck and stupid.
Okay, go ahead.
Though I love it on social media, but y'all put your answers in. What do you think?
I don't know enough about it, but I say stuck. Yeah.
Stuck in.
I say stuck no.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a couple things stuck. So
we all almost on the
let's
spectrum,
explain
but-
a little bit what's going on. So Clarissa Shields is considered the woke. Was it the woman of all time?
Yeah.
Woman of all time, and she's the greatest boxer apparently.
Quote.
Yeah, the GOAT, women's boxer in her mind, and she's been able to defeat everybody that she's come in contact with. And she actually challenged Laila Ali a long time ago, you know, when she was still somewhat fighting.
I feel like Laila kind of dismissed her a little bit, right?
Laila went the Laila Ali route, which I think is the best route to go, if I'm being honest. This is why I think Stuck Yes is stupid, which is like, I'm at the end of my career. We saw what happens with fighters that get to the end of their career and still try to show that they got a little bit of ego. It just never works out. You end up actually crowning the new person 100%. You know, we knew Lennox Lewis was beating up people over there. We didn't really know it until he beat up Mike. And you're like, oh, Lennox. Oh, he's happened to be the number one guy. So I think she, rightfully so, over the years, played her to the left a little bit with comments and interviews and so on and so forth. Well, Clarissa actually came up with the money that Laila Ali said it would take for her to even have a conversation about this, which I think was like $15 million or something like that, right? Well, Clarissa actually came up with that money and challenged Laila Ali to an actual fight and said, look, I got the money now. And Laila, I think it feels like Layla's doing the same thing she's been doing, which is just kind of like, you know, I'll tap in if I want to.
If you've been paying Laila Ali, who's Muhammad Ali's daughter, she has been digging into it. So she's been doing like a little campaign or some content where like, since everybody want to know if she's fighting, she's been doing like, hey, I know y'all want the answer, so I'm gonna give you the answer. But if you want to go grab some tea, and she's been doing that. And been doing a whole.
That's why I said at the beginning of this, I think it's fantastic for social media.
Yeah. She's been digging into it.
Actually fighting, I don't think it's gonna happen. And if that's the case, how long does this go on before it's like cringe almost? You know?
Yeah.
It's cringe for who? It's not cringe for Clarissa. Basically, Clarissa wanted to smoke back when you was younger. You didn't get it to you. You said you little bro me and said, well, you get that money, you can get it. Well, I got the money now. You not saying it? You know, you ain't with it. So if I'm Clarissa, it's not stupid at all.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to fade. I got it. You don't want to fade no more. So even Laila, even the great y'all say she is, even she ducking me.
Nah, I think that's what I said, for social media, for the public appeal, for what it looks like. And
I mean, even for her legacy.
Yeah.
Even you ducking me. The one thing you told me to do, I did, and you ducked me anyway.
I mean, we saw Mike Tyson and we saw.
Facts.
See, I'm stuck no for his side, but I'm stuck for that. Get the
Yeah.
chat. I'm stuck
if
like.
it said, is it stuck and stupid for Laila Ali to accept? I said I would feel different.
Yeah.
It says it's stuck and stupid for Clarissa Shields to challenge.
Yeah.
It is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take my mind back then. No, it's stuck.
Well, I'm still stuck in again because I think it's stupid just because if you do challenge her to your brand, it look weak. Like
it looks weird. Like
coming off the Remy Monster,
it's like you
you
fighting
just look
auntie,
weak.
bro.
Yeah, like you fighting out, you look weak. But
Fighting auntie.
again, I'm like, nah, you ain't stupid.
It's like the young girl who fight all the time at
Yeah,
high school.
yeah. You
and
picking.
Now she want to fight the auntie that come to the cookout.
Yeah, like
But
come on.
Big Debo, I beat him down. I beat you down. Who wants some?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
man.
That's what I said.
I'm
Man,
man.
gotta
I should change my
Craig.
answer again. I'm stuck in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be Laila. Gotta come be gotta be Craig. Craig.
You know, Clarissa Shields, she with Papoose right now, so shout out to
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Black
yeah.
love,
We'll talk about
baby.
Remy before
Yeah,
we talk about
facts.
that.
Yeah. Is it stuck and stupid to believe that a former NASA scientist allegedly saw 7 to 9 foot tall black aliens called the Anunnaki?
I seen a 7 foot, what I consider to be an alien,
Yeah.
play for the San Antonio Spurs.
So is it stuck and stupid to believe that a NASA scientist actually saw this thing, this 7 to 9 foot African American
Shaq,
alien?
7 foot.
Well,
I'm
why
gonna say stuck no, just for the answer.
Yeah, I think it's stuck no too.
Yeah, I'm saying stuck.
People have seen a bunch of different things,
Right.
so I'm not.
I agree.
And
Is it still called Alien?
You said what?
Is it still called an Alien or something
You would
else?
still be an
called,
alien.
what did my boy Grush call him?
The resident alien expert.
Non-human biometrics or
Yeah,
something.
but they just trying to be. It's still an alien. At the end
still
of the
an
day,
alien,
right?
yeah.
Anything that's foreign to our universe or to
you
our
need to say
planet.
my title, okay? I am not an alien. I'm a non-human biological.
Hey.
Okay.
Your mama named you alien. I'm gonna call you alien.
I'm an
just-
interdimensional being, okay?
So I don't think it's people. I done seen some wild stuff in my life too. So
At the end of the day, ain't that many people that went out there to see it. So
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. So
yeah.
like, if they say they seen it, hey, you seen it.
That boy said he
Long as I
saw a
don't
black
see it.
alien.
Like, I'm good.
The Watchers.
I don't see nothing, boy.
Wait, what? This is great.
Why would
bro.
you put
What?
this up here, bro?
Man, it's always a guy. Is it stuck and stupid in 2025 to name your kids wild names like Bonadisha or Franquilla?
Franquilla is
Frank
wild.
Willer is wild. I'm gonna say, oh man,
I say
Stop
stuck
it.
yes
Stop it. Yes,
to the
stuck
names
yes.
because there are some names that just are out of pocket.
Facts.
But
Stuck yes.
so like and
stuck
this
in.
is a stuck yes because this is out of pocket. And like you can do mid names, but wild.
But even mid though, let's go ahead and do a social media segment real quick. Let's do the top 10 names that we got to stop doing in our community. I'm gonna go with number 10. Nevaeh backward. I don't understand it.
yeah.
I mean,
Heaven backward.
Heaven backward.
Yeah, let's play it
Nevaeh.
out. Let's play it
not
out.
saying
It was cool
Stop.
back then. Let's play it out.
It worked on the first Nevaeh.
Yeah,
I
look
think-
up the top 25 on there.
Yeah, I think the first Nevaeh it worked on. Let's
play it out.
The first one you heard, you were like, oh, that's
Top
awesome.
25 what bad names or
10, 10.
Top
Yeah,
10.
top 10.
Okay,
yeah.
come on, give me a number 9, just on your own.
Black names. I would say
And no offense to nobody. It's
the
just,
culture,
I mean,
in the
we
culture.
just,
in
you
the
know.
culture,
Keeping it in the culture.
anything that's a mixture of the husband's first name and the wife's name.
my
That's,
goodness,
that's
bro.
super played
oh
out.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
John
those-
Jesse or Jesse John or something.
Something like that. I mean,
uh,
even like a James backwards, Samaj or Samaj.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah, that's
And no
crazy.
disrespect to anybody who
Yeah, no
is,
disrespect. We
has
just-
these names.
yeah.
I'm just saying in my head, like the names got played out because everybody did them.
Yeah, 100%.
Like somebody did the first time and then it was crazy.
Number 8 would be car names.
Oh yes, car
Cut it
names
out.
for sure.
Acura, Mercedes, cut it out. Cut it out.
Lexus.
Yeah.
Well,
Mercedes
AI
out.
is tripping with these names. But
Yeah, I probably go. They giving you Frank Willer.
Top 10?
yeah,
Go ahead,
no, but
read
they
it.
gave like some fairly common, not so bad names.
Yes, no, that's what I'm
Tyrone,
saying. Yeah.
Shaniqua, Deshaun,
That's
Shanice.
Come on.
Yeah, none of
Jalen.
these- all of these go.
Shaniqua for sure.
AI,
these go.
right now, your AI, it feels
And,
a little bit.
and when I say go, no, the AI racist for sure.
That's what I
For
said.
sure. Oh, yeah,
Well, you said black names.
No,
so-
I say the reason why I say stuck in is because I think there's a real conversation to be had here in the sense that like you can walk in the world however you want to walk in the world. At least from me, in my perspective.
100%.
I honestly do not care. I really don't. I want you to be the best version of who you want to be and who you believe yourself to be. But as a lesson I learned, hell, I feel like 60% of it was taught from this man over here in the blue shorts. Is that you still have to. The rules of the world will apply to you even if you don't want to apply them.
You
Does
don't
that make
have to.
sense?
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to like, okay, fine. You want to name yourself something or I want to be this, or I want to do this. Do it. That's the greatest thing about at least living in America, right?
Fantastic,
Is that you
yeah.
can do whatever you want to do. But nothing you do is free of the perception or consequences from other people.
I can
At
say
all.
it's weird.
Well,
And,
exactly.
and you have to be okay with that.
And you might be the person who is hiring you or something like that, right?
And you have to be okay with that.
And you right, or you're gonna be
Facts.
mad and say this is how the world shouldn't be,
Okay.
and you're also right there. It shouldn't be that way,
No argument.
but it's the way the world is.
Yeah.
what it is.
So
I mean,
what do you want to fight? That's why I'm stuck in. Part of me is like, if you want to be the person who's fighting that and help continue to break the mold, because somebody has to do it or is willing to do it.
Yeah.
I'm with you. So
and
I'm
I'll
stuck knowing
support
that.
you. But most people aren't willing to die on that molehill. They just do
100%.
stuff to be seen. And then when they get seen, they get mad at their seen. It's like, no. No, this was the intention. You made a name to be seen like, you know.
And having the real conversations with your child. Hey, I named you this, and it's gonna be tough. You getting older, you already probably felt some of this already.
Mm-hmm.
I named you this, but do you feel this? Like, is this who you are?
Facts.
Yeah.
Because you can legally change your name.
Right.
Once you
Yeah,
become your
that's
own person, you don't have to be
all there.
Bonadisha, Frank
Shout out
Willer,
to
or anybody.
Nick Cannon, man.
You don't got to be a Terry. You don't have to be nobody. I don't have to be Cori. I can be whatever I want to be. So if you want to do that, then do that. If you feel like, no, this was something special to my parents. This is who I am. They want to name me this. Then rock with that too. But parents have to think about that. I don't got no kids, but
Of course.
y'all do. So that's something you have to think about.
The hardest part of having a child is that name part. I feel like
Because
anything.
one of my homeboys, which is one of my favorite names, it's a blend of his mom and
different
dad,
names, 100%.
Antron.
Cold name though too.
Yeah, it's
But
cold.
that was like
Yeah.
I feel like when he was named was at that time when like that was very
Yeah,
popular.
it's timing.
Right?
That's why I say in 2025.
Right. It's,
Yeah.
everything is timing.
Everything's
so it's
timing.
like, I mean,
Yeah.
hell, man, 6-7 years ago, maybe even 8 or 9 years ago, everybody was naming their kid Jackson.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Man, wait till about the 2034 draft.
It's gonna be Jackson 5.
Everybody,
Yeah.
everybody finna be
Real
that
talk.
motherfucker finna be Jackson, bro.
Real talk.
So it just is. What do you? Especially if he was a mixed kid, it's hilarious.
Game over. Yeah.
Hey, mixed
That's-
kid Jackson.
Jackson.
Immediately.
Hey, with an X.
You know what I'm saying?
That's our nephew too, Loki.
Yeah,
So
shout out.
hey, shout out to Jackson. But that's what I'm saying. You name your kid whatever you want to name them, and if it has any type of meaning to you, that's great. I also just think you have to accept that there's a world that we live in, and there will be people who will judge your kids based off of their name.
Yeah, I
100%.
I met my husband at Bonefish Grill, so we named our children Bonefish Grill.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
And
that's
somebody
fantastic.
gonna be like,
somebody gonna be like,
I
no
ain't-
way, this is a real name on this application.
I ain't messing with them.
Yeah, I don't even understand what this is.
That
It
was-
is stuck and
I thought we
stupid.
did that last week.
Yeah, I thought we
We
did
did
it.
that
Yeah.
last week.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
But yes. And I mean,
no, it's not. Shannon,
No,
you gotta
it's
be.
not.
he
Shannon
gone.
He gone out now.
Say, eh.
tripping. Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Is it
Lord.
sucker?
We're gonna get chewed up on it. Chew us up on
There's
it.
one eye.
This might be the first time we need to skip.
Nah, this is a good one. This is a good one.
We don't duck
Is
no
it-
smoke.
Can we phone?
Yeah.
Can we phone a friend?
Shit. Call Monique.
I guarantee a comment's gonna be take the podcast, Mike.
Oh yeah.
No, shout out to Monique. This is just, we're just bringing it back. Is it
Everybody
stuck and
gets
stupid to
mics.
say a black woman wearing a bonnet outside is disrespecting herself?
I say yes.
Yeah. I say just stay out of it. That's stuck
Yeah.
yes for me.
Outside is disrespecting herself.
It's stupid
Maybe
to
the
say that.
disrespecting
It's stupid
part
to
is,
say that.
yeah. But again, I'm stuck in.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why people are stuck in, man. Let's just, man, we gonna call it out. I told you, we gonna get chewed anyway.
It's simple. It's
Yeah, we
simple.
gonna
It's
get
simple.
chewed
It's
anyway.
only one thing why I'm stuck in.
Why?
What if,
Yeah,
because we got to be for real.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's
Let's talk
timing.
about it.
What if they just, they at the salon and they had to get a little quick snack out of Walmart real quick?
Yeah.
But what
this-
if it? The other part is that the thing that trips me up is the disrespecting part. Is the disrespecting herself.
But whom? Yeah.
That's my thing. Is that you can't. When people, like, I'll never say have some respect for yourself, because then that's me putting my own
just project-
parameters.
so you're
on
stuck
your,
yes then?
Yeah, you
no,
just
I'm
projecting.
stuck. No, I don't think it's stupid. Hold on, I am stuck yes then. Hold on.
I'm about to say, yeah. I'm like,
It
hold
is,
on.
my bad.
No,
Whoa,
you're stuck, yes, but
whoa.
you're saying to your point, you're just saying like, why is it disrespectful? To
Yeah,
whom?
okay, yes.
No, so yeah, I'm not.
who are you
It's stupid to
it's
say
just-
it's disrespecting herself.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he's saying it's stuck and
Because
stupid
you're
to
just
say
projecting
they're-
what you think is quote unquote
Yes.
respectful or not.
Yes.
And also, but to the point we just made though, there are a lot of
a good
unwritten
point.
rules, okay, that we
good
live
point.
by in society that
the
allows
point.
us to move freely within our own cultures and be okay while we're outside. Let's be honest. Like, these are unwritten rules, right? So I ask basic questions like, when have we known bonnets to typically be worn in our lifetime? Again, please, God, don't come for me.
I mean, at nighttime inside the
Thank
house.
you, please, God, Jesus. I'm just trying to make facts here, okay,
Yeah,
guys?
yeah,
I'm
yes,
not. I'm
yeah.
not.
He ain't
please.
But
tryna-
things-
But so I would say to you, if Sally came out of her house wearing rollers in her head,
Be careful, you tread.
I know I know I'm treading softly here, but what would we say? We wouldn't say she's disrespecting herself. Well, you would turn twice and look. That's all I'm saying. You would there would be something happening where you go, huh?
The second is the ratchet look. You like, dang, she ratchet.
until everybody starts doing it, then it becomes normal,
Then,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, that's where I'm getting to. So it's only happening this way because society hasn't accepted that bonnets can be worn outside the bedroom. You see what I'm saying? And until we get that more often, until it's more of a thing, it's still going to be a societal abnormality.
Is the bonnet
crazy
harsh
thing
as
is,
the
and
do-rag?
here's it's of course it's worse for women.
All right, bet.
But
Yeah.
here's what I will say. I was at McDonald's today, bro. Sitting down, you know what I'm saying? Got my free little filet-o-fish.
That's the place.
Yeah, you know. I was at McDonald's saying, no, I'm about to take it
It's the
completely
bonnet
left.
headquarters.
Okay, I'm about to take it completely left.
Yeah.
What do you call what maybe some other religions wear right? Or other faiths or other cultures wear. They have a long dress on. Maybe they look more farm-like. You hear where I'm going?
Mormon?
They wear a head dress that looks very similar to a bonnet.
Mm-hmm.
May actually be a bonnet in a different version than what we know.
That's a good point.
How many people are dressed
6
like that?
of them came in there today.
No, but hold on. How many of them are dressed like that on a daily basis globally?
All of them.
Right. So the point
But,
we're making
that's
is
what I'm
it's
saying.
normalized
But
because
it's
everybody's
normalized because that's what I'm trying to say, right? Is that like, but if we're going to accept that, okay, all of them wear that or wherever else, can we also accept that, like, okay, well, sometimes people are just going to come out with whatever hair dress they got on, right?
Yeah, no, but I think it takes that shock value. It takes that punch in the mouth, and a lot of people aren't willing to do that. And some of us aren't willing to do that. And by us, I just mean people in the culture that actually wear bonnets. Like, some of us still have a self-hate thing going on
100%.
with it, where they're like,
like that shit don't bother me at all, bro.
No,
at all.
I don't care
never in
because
my
I've
life.
never had hair, so like,
No, facts.
I don't
Or
care.
I just have never in my life, like, if somebody walked in with a bonnet, I was like, oh, there go a bonnet.
yeah.
I've never, that's never
You know
been
why?
my thing.
Because, like I said, it's only like that because there's a societal norm that needs to be kept in order for norms to be a norm. And we have not accepted Black women wearing a bonnet outside as a societal norm. That is not a good thing. I'm not saying that is something I support. No, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't.
No,
like,
fact.
so you wearing a bonnet does nothing for my day. I'm not like, another one bites the dust. She's wearing a bonnet. Like, it doesn't. So, but that's us, guys. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Society, however, has not caught up because, there needs to be more representation to that, in mass, I think.
No, I agree. Go ahead.
And I know we're going to get cooked because they're going to say, why do I need to do something so you can get comfortable?
I
You're
don't think,
right.
I don't think we'll get cooked.
I'm fine.
That was a good segment.
Yeah.
No, I'm about to say, I'm good.
I don't think we'll get cooked.
I am very comfortable.
Yeah.
You can wear whatever you want to wear. I think the
Please.
bottom line for the last two is do what you want to do. Just recognize that anytime you do anything, somebody's going to feel differently than how you feel.
And that's
And-
okay.
And that's fine. Like, I literally, all the time, you know how many people, I ain't gonna say nobody's name, but I first got to one of my jobs and people was telling me, like, oh, this person talked behind your back. They said, don't, like, you're a Black man and why you wearing earrings like that? Like, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like-
because inside of you did that knowing that it would be different.
100%. And I
it's
knew that
okay.
somebody was gonna say,
That's different.
oh, he's not really that polished or buttoned up or da-da-da-da. I stopped probably a long time ago, about 6 or 7 years, being the, like, I think professionalism, I just had this conversation today too. I think professionalism is way more than what you just wear. So
Absolutely.
100%. So you can be in a 5-piece suit and be an asshole and be unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
So it's obviously more than what you, I think it's a part of how you look and a part of your professionalism. But if Roto-Rooter showed up, shout out to Roto-Rooter, so sorry, this is just an example. Y'all have always done good work whenever I've called. But if Roto-Rooter showed up, big brand name, they came in with their uniform on. They pulled up with their Roto-Rooter van in my driveway. But my experience with them was very unprofessional. He broke some of my stuff in there, didn't fix my problem, right? Didn't even talk to me while I was in here, left some of my stuff dirty.
Don't matter that he's wearing this
No, it
jumpsuit.
doesn't. And if
Yeah.
I call Jeffrey's Toilets down the street, and he's just a man trying to make it, and he pulled up in his Acura, and he got his tools, and he came in, and I had the most pleasant situation with him, and he fixed my stuff. And afterwards, he was like, hey, he fixed my toilet. And afterwards, he was like, here, you can call me if you need me again. You got a little warranty or whatever else. I'm going to see that person as being way more professional than Roto-Rooter that showed up.
100%.
So there's a spectrum when it comes to what pieces together professionalism. And people see life as that and being different, right? Like, you show up with a bonnet on or my hat on, and people, so we talked about that. I wear hats a lot. And they're like, oh, I'm professional. I'm like, says who?
Yeah. But also, you have to know that when you wear hats, it's gonna
100%.
somebody's gonna say,
I'm
"Corey,
not
why
going to
you wear-"
walk into my leadership team meeting with my hat on.
And if you did, you'd have to know
I'd have to know
somebody's gonna
this.
call you out, and it's okay. Like, it's
No, fair.
okay.
And I got to deal with whatever the consequences is.
That's
so
it.
It is what it is. Let's get to that shadow work. Shadow work. Shadow work.
Record that. We need that.
Okay. Shadow work, man. A little segment where we just get a little bit vulnerable, talk about certain things. Obviously, because Black men, we don't get vulnerable enough. So this is an opportunity for us to do so. I want y'all to do this too. I feel like we need to clip this segment and let y'all just go in the comments and actually talk about this. I would love for y'all to share this or, clip it, whatever. Stitch it. That what they do? Stitch? Repost? I don't know. What's a compliment that you still think about to this day?
I'm gonna go the opposite. I was at Sprint Nextel. Whoa.
Time out, bro.
Yeah.
Pause. Are you about to talk about how you gave a compliment?
No.
Are you talking about how you got a compliment?
Sort of.
All right, stay on topic. We here in shadow work, we don't duck the topic.
No. I'm about to tell you. It was the opposite, and then it turned into one.
Oh, go ahead.
So I used to hate that I was there at the beginning because I didn't understand. Like, I love that I was, in this corporate space or whatever, but I wasn't really friendly because I didn't feel like I wanted to be there long. You know what I'm saying? So I would always wear my headphones, and I'd walk down the hallway to the gym. I'd leave the gym, go back to work, come out, headphones on. Whole time listening to music, never looked up. This lady used to walk by me every single day whenever I was leaving the gym to go back to work. She'd be coming in to go to lunch, and we walk by each other. And she would say something to me. My headphones aren't loud. I wouldn't even speak. I just would acknowledge that she said something. One day I didn't have my headphones on, and I kept walking by. She said whatever she said. I went like this. She goes, "I'm sure you got a pretty smile. You got to put it on. You mug too much." And I said, "What?" She's like, "Life can't be that hard." And she just kept walking. Okay. So then the next day I see her and I intentionally smile. She's like, "Look at that." She's like, you can do it. Even if you don't want to, you can do it, and walk. And I'll never forget that because that changed my life. That little interaction right there changed my whole life.
And now you smile all the time.
When I interact with people, I try not to put on a face where I'm like scowling or, I try to just show up with whatever energy I want them to get back to me. Because of that moment. Otherwise, I would have just kept going in life with my head down with the headphones on.
Something so small.
Tiny.
Dang.
Thank you for whoever that was. I don't know your name.
For me, I think one that I think about probably is just like, man, you don't give off that you're an introvert.
Yeah, that's a good
Like
compliment.
for me, like it's a
Who the hell
compliment.
said that?
It's a compliment.
Because it's hard. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's hard. So, but like, to me, it's a compliment because like being extroverted in certain moments is my defense mechanism,
Facts,
right? Like,
facts.
so, like that means I'm doing a really good job of playing a role of, putting on a face and
Defend,
making you think that I'm sorry. Like on the inside, I'm dying, I'm struggling,
He's
I'm
a max
whatever.
level.
I'm literally having an anxiety attack on the inside, but you will never know. So, you pretty much are complimenting my acting skills. So I appreciate it.
Real talk.
I like it.
Mine is I was at McDonald's in Stephenville. I worked at the one across the street from the college.
Hey, you're across the street from Dirty Ferg.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Right by the
What was that restaurant?
Montana's.
Montana's. Yeah,
right by
yeah.
Montana's in
Shout out to
Stephenville,
Randy
Randy's.
Texas.
Bites with the Randy
Randy
Yeah,
Bites
working
with the
drive through. I think we've said it before. We just don't feel like we have the right voice. Like
yeah.
I always feel like, damn man, my
I hate
voice
my
is
voice on the
something.
microphone.
I'm working drive through late at night. This lady I say, hey, welcome to McDonald's. May I take your order? The famous line. And she said, "Oh my God, your voice is just so nice." I said, "Oh shit." I said, "No, really?"
Nigga threw 2 apple pies.
Put 2 cheeses.
Well, my move, my McDonald's moved to kind of bend it and stretch it. I used to put extra seasoning on the patties.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah. But no, that was probably one of the. It was that moment you had.
Yeah.
Like it's like, damn, like maybe my voice ain't that bad.
Yeah, it
you know
just
what I mean?
clicks.
So again, yeah, it was a little moment like that. I've had plenty, but I like that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Subtle flex. Got it.
Nah, facts. Dropped 2 extra apple pies in that.
Yeah, she got it. I forgot what I
You
got.
got finesse. That's what that was. No, just joking.
Real talk.
I'm gonna start pulling on. Oh wow, your voice.
Yeah.
It's 2 apple pies
Let
in
me
the
get
bag.
2 of them strawberry cream. Man, I feel like I've had a lot of them moments too. But I'll tell you one that I guess hit me yesterday. Actually, we had move in. I was working lot 2. Anybody who knows TCU, lot 2 is where we create 9 lanes, and when the cars come through, they get sorted out into different lanes, and we go up to every single car, and we welcome them, and we tell them where they need to go. Right, like, oh, when you get to this gate, you're gonna go left, you're gonna go straight, you're gonna go right, you're gonna do this, yada yada yada. And bro, it was so many people yesterday who, now mind you, this go around for orientation. Normally, I do some presentations, a couple of them maybe. I didn't do any of them except one time where everybody was out of the office. So I had to go do the parent orientation. And I was like, okay, cool, it's just me on the stage, so I got to do all this work by myself, but I love presenting. But it's not, I didn't put the presentation together, right? So I'm doing somebody else's presentation. And If you've ever given a presentation, you know.
Hard to do when somebody else's deck.
Yes,
Somebody
because
else's deck is hard.
doing somebody else's deck is not easy, and it's their jokes and it's their photos, and
Yeah.
It
so
don't even
like
hit.
So you got to read word for word.
facts, or you gotta really know how to put your spin on it.
Yeah.
But you're taking a huge risk.
Facts.
Yes,
Like,
yes,
I
yes.
want to spin like
Right.
the golf
Yeah,
ball. on
Because if
this
it don't make
picture.
sense to what you're saying, you're like,
100%.
oh,
But I said, you know what, bro? It's a 4 o'clock, so it's the last segment before they go eat a nice little dinner
So
up at
they
the
don't
Legend
even
Club
care at this point.
and his
Yeah.
parents. So
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
bro, you know what? Forget it. I got one shot at this summer. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna give my best presentation that I can give up here. And I wasn't even feeling good that day, bro. And I crushed it. So much so that day, everybody was coming up afterwards, and they usually have questions, and they were just complimenting me, like, "Oh, bro, you should always do this presentation. You should always do this presentation." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah. They're like, "No, we've been to all of the presentations today. If you had to do all of them, we would rather have you do all of them. Like, you were by far the best presentation." So I'm like, "Thank you, bro." And I left that back in June. That happened in June. Left that back in June, bro. People were pulling up. I kid you not. What's up? I'm doing my little fake thing. I like to when the cars are coming down. I act like I'm throwing a fishing rod and like reeling them in. They love that. They eat that up. But some people in other lanes would stop and be like, "Hey, orientation, man. I remember you. Come here, man." Like they would just, "Hey, man, you did a great job. You about to move us in? I didn't think you were gonna be out here." And I'm like, "Yeah. That's crazy." Like it was just nonstop. I met a guy. He was from Philly. He was like, "I remember you." And I said, "Oh, you got your Eagle stuff on?" "Yeah, we were Birds fans. We were talking about all of that." But it was so many compliments on like, you were memorable in a moment where we were like bored and we got good
Ready to go.
information,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could have been trash.
And you remember me. I don't know if you remember everybody else. Sometimes people would just drive by and it was another car and they would like slow down and they'd be like, "I remember you from orientation."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, cool. I'm making a difference. I'm making a stand
A
in
small
somebody.
thing.
Exactly. And that's all I want to do, right? In that moment, I had an hour to make an impact. And I made that impact in that 1 hour.
Landed somebody's life. They'll
Right?
never forget that moment. Yeah.
Exactly. And if they remember me then, some of them came up and were like, your name's Cori, right? Yes. The other thing is, if they kid is in trouble, they're going to feel comfortable enough to reach out to me. The parent might be like, "Hey, I don't really know nobody else there, but you seem like a cool guy. Can you help my kid out?" And to me, that's my thing, because that's my job. That's what I love. That's my passion. So I was like lit. That yesterday was like, I kept getting that over and over and over and over again. Like, dang, I really am doing it. It's nice sometimes when you get like a compliment about the work that you do every single day.
Yeah.
Because it becomes
Recognition.
so repetitive to you.
Yeah.
Recognition is key.
Yes, you forget you're making a difference and an impact on people. Whether it be selling them phones, helping
Whatever
them
you're
out
doing.
in their conduct stuff. I mean, hell, bro, you know how many pages of cooking you probably didn't jumped off? Just because people saw your content and felt like they saw themselves in it.
Oh,
and so
trust
they
me,
wanted
we
to-
know. We see y'all out there.
fact.
Yeah, we see y'all out there,
Right?
fraudsters.
And so, sometimes you be like, "Oh, it's fraudsters," or the perspective is, because you already know they're not going to put in the same work. Right?
Yeah.
The perspective also is,
It worked.
yes.
That's
And
what
look
it
at the
is.
impact you made.
That's what it is at work.
Right?
Like, damn.
Look at the impact you made. So I want y'all to think about that. What compliment do you still think about to this day when you're doing that? Drink some tea, an herbal tea. Caffeine, roll back on that caffeine a little bit. Drink you a little herbal tea, go to bed, the sound machine. Wake up in the next day and come back for another episode.
If it's up,
And it's stuck.
hey.
He's risen.